This is a Howell Filmo 16mm movie film editing and viewing setup. We have in the middle the viewer, and at each end we have the rewinds, and those attached to a little metal rail system that ties them all together. You can loosen up these thumb nuts here and there and disconnect everything so you have three pieces, so you don't have to have a 3-foot wide space to store it in as you edit your stories, I guess. So that has a power switch, and the film goes in here, comes out the other side. You turn the power on, and of course it's going to be projected on the little screen right there. We'll do that in a moment. I'm going to rewind my test film back to the beginning, and then I'll move my camera down and hang it on the stand right here, and we can see what the movie looks like as it goes through the hand-cranked Filmo 16mm viewer editor. So let's rewind this one. So I'm using a little bit of brake on the left-hand side just to kind of keep the tension even. If you don't have enough tension on it, sometimes the film doesn't wind tight at the other end. And if there's a lot of film on the reel and it's not wound tightly, it won't fit. This must be good for burning a couple of calories. Alright, so that's rewound. So the next thing we do is push a button here. The lid pops up, and it's very easy to put the film in here. There's no fancy path. You just lay it right there and close the lid. So we're a little bit closer. Let's turn off the overhead lights and see what it looks like. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's start cranking. Let's see. That looks pretty good, actually. In case you couldn't hear me over the cranking, that looks pretty good, actually. Let's now take and zoom in a little bit more on that. When you're done playing the film, you're going to rewind it. And when you rewind it, don't rewind it through the pathway here. You actually can, but I think it puts unnecessary wear on the film because you have the sprockets right here, and they line up with the sprocket holes on the film. And those are sharp little objects, and I figure the less time your film spends going over sprockets, the better. In order to put the system away, again, I'm going to break it down. Just lift that up a little bit. Loosen up that thumb nut. Wiggle that off. Over here. Sometimes these get a little tight on there. There we go. Or we could clean that up a little bit. So it packs up pretty compact. The only other thing that it needs, besides what's shown here, is the power cord. So there's the markings for the geared lever on the top: slow, fast, and free. That's neutral. Filmo 16mm rewind by the Bell & Howell Company. I love the old, I don't know, deco style label there. I don't know when these were made. Was it the 40s, the 50s, 30s? Very nicely made out of cast metal and very, very durable. I've opened one of these up before. It's got an incredible system in here. Very, very complex. The brake system has an arm that goes up, and it has felt, and this has different kinds of gears. And again, it's got a 2-speed transmission on it, basically. So it's interesting, and it's a very nice system to work with. If you work with 16mm film and you don't have a big motorized system, well, this is a great one to start with, or to continue using for single reel projects for as long as you can find light bulbs for these things. And I suppose at some point it might be possible to get an LED to go in there. The Filmo 16mm editor viewer, and I want to mention the editor part. There used to be a splicer on here, old style splicer that I don't use. I don't think anybody else uses these days, so to keep it simple, I just got rid of that. All right, this is Krusty Bob. Over and out.